Hello. Hi, everybody. I'm back. Yeah. Yeah, you're not dreaming. It's not a loss. And I'm back in winter, even though it's sunny day. Who's joining us today? Catalina, Aufe, Noreen, Patricia, my colleague. Wonderful. Terry. Hi, Bibi. Yeah, wonderful. Ciao. Ciao, Patricia. Yeah. Hello, Noreen from Singapore. Good. So Singapore to Carthage. It's a long way home. 8 hours difference. Great. We're going to wait for the other people to join us today. Let me show you. Yeah, this is where we're going to start, folks. So we're lucky having this wonderful blue sky with some clouds, but it's a sunshine day. Yeah. Oh, my trip was super. Paestum went to the meeting there for the seminar for archaeology and spent 2 days, and it was really great. Thank you. Thank you for asking, Patricia. And I did some business there. I mean, met some people and met some archaeologists and discussed about the Punic Wars. Can you believe that? I mean, actually, we talked about it. Wonderful. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So, BBK, where are you from? While we're talking about everybody in here joining us, I mean, let me give you some information. Today is holiday here, like in many other countries. Oh, okay, BB from Singapore. Yeah, it's so interesting. Yesterday, I did a tour in the Medina of Tunis, in the old town, and it was actually a whole group from Singapore. I did it, you know what, at 7:30 in the morning because of the time difference. Right. People are enjoying leisurely their day here. I've been with some friends for lunch, and just I wanted to feel okay, so I had very light lunch so that I can do the tour in a very agreeable way. I mean, just enjoying the tour with you all. Wonderful. So we're going to start with the Tophet, the sacrificial sanctuary, and then I'll take you to the Punic harbours, and we should be making it into the war harbor today, which is closed, and I asked for an authorization. And the second session, 45 minutes later, after we finish this tour, I have another tour in the Roman baths. If you're available and you want to just join me, please welcome and be my guest. Wonderful. Yeah, I'm wearing, see, this, I'm wearing a fleece underneath. I mean, it's not too cold, not even too hot, warm. It's probably 14 degrees, but sunny. Yeah. Hi, Justine. How are you? Where are you from? 2 more minutes to go before we start our tour. And I'm gonna give you some information interesting. اهلا اهلا مديم. اسمع هيا مساج خلي هيا باهي لقيت واحد ماشي هيا ما يساش هيا 4 دراج نكون غادي. I'm sorry. That was the that was the guard actually of the Punic harbor. He just came to confirm to me that he will be there and he will open it for me, which is a good news. Hi, Christopher. Where are you from? Yeah, a little bit over 1 minute to go to look at this incredible site. Singapore. Oh, wonderful. We got a whole team here. Do you know each other? I mean, folks from Singapore? We seem to be the strangers. I mean, Patricia and me, or probably somebody else. Who else? Wolf, yeah. Haha. Yeah, because of timing, of course. Okay, less than 1 minute to start, folks. And we're gonna do 45 minutes in both the Tophet and the Punic harbors. Hi, Sherry. How are you? Where are you from? Is your place as sunny here as ours? Is it as sunny as ours? As blue sky as ours? Hi, Lucas. Good. 18, 17, 16, 15 seconds to go for our tour. Wonderful. And I'm so excited to restart for the winter term, actually, with all of you. 2, 1, 0, let's go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tunis, Carthage. Carthage or Carthage, our incredible archaeological site in Tunisia. This is one of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites that had been accepted, actually, and listed since 1979. And I've chosen 2 sites in Carthage because Carthage is a kind of dispersed site. Hi, Sherry from Ontario. Wonderful. So I've picked the Tophet, which is a sacrificial area, and the Punic harbours. And this is the name, actually, of this site, first of all. It's a Punic sanctuary. As you can see, it's made of mosaics. And the word Punic, as you can see in here, Punic means actually an altered Phoenician custom, tradition. Punic is a bastardization of Phoenician, and the sanctuary, because it's not a necropolis, it's not really a cemetery, but it's made specially for offerings. And we have here, actually, you can probably see it better now. You see, this is the unique and interesting sign of Tanit. It's a triangle with 2 lines, one on the right and one on the left, and the head. And if you want to see it even better, how it looks like in general, because it's stylized, that's what it is. And the sanctuary is called the Tanit sanctuary. Tanit was the goddess of fertility. Let's go inside, folks. This is the area of the Tophet. And I'm going to show you some of the old strata that had been excavated since 1921. This is actually, chronologically speaking, if you're able to name some of the sites, which is the oldest one to be visited today, this is the one. This one goes actually to the 8th century BC, knowing that Carthage has been founded as Carthage around 814 BC. So some probably 40 years before Rome. That does not really matter, but I'm just giving you some references. And people here were already living here before the Phoenicians came. So the Carthaginian has been for a long time used in Phoenicia, then in Carthage. Now, I'm going to put the camera in here and I'm going to show you a chart, actually, of what they found here in 1921 and how the strata is. Okay, let me show you this. You see, this is actually, oh, sorry, it's upside down. This is the stratigraphy of the Carthage Tophet, which was set by the American school. And as you can see, when they dug out here since 1921, the French, they found actually this part here was the oldest part, Tanit 3, if I'm not mistaken, Tanit 1, sorry, from the 8th century to the 600, to the 7th century. And they found thousands of urns everywhere and hundreds of steles that I'm going to show you inside. So the burial or the sacrifice itself was made in the name of two gods, Baal-Hamon, who was the supreme god, just like when you name Jupiter or Zeus, or Saturn here in North Africa, and Tanit, T-A-N-I-T, was the goddess of fertility. So people worshiped those two gods, among others. They worshiped many more, actually, and they could present actually offerings and sacrifices, burn the offerings, roosters, any animals, and then they could also bury the urn and put on top of the urn a stele like the ones I'm going to show you right now. This kind of tradition actually was verified actually and confirmed by many archaeologists and historians that it was not only in Carthage but it was in many other countries actually, such as Lebanon, Libya, actually, Crete, Sicily, Malta, Sardinia, Tunisia, Algeria, and even Spain. Hi, Ray, Katie. Hi, Sue. How are you? Okay, we're happy you joined us right in here. Let me show you this. Actually, we got some visitors here, which is a good sign, actually, that people get interested and they can come and visit those sites. And as you can see, and I like it when it's really as a sunshine over here, you see those stones, steles actually. One of them is and it has an obelisk shape, and these steles were found much lower strata inside of the Tophet, and they were placed in here, brought in here as a showcase, as a showroom for us to marvel in. Okay? By the way, folks, you can chat with me. We can interact if you have any questions, of course. I'm going to talk about many things in here, and then we go to the Punic harbours. So I'm expecting you to have probably some questions, because this is not a very usual site that you might probably encounter in many areas. The steles are in locals. Yes, Patricia, the steles are made of either limestone or sandstone, and they were buried. Yeah, it reminds us of a graveyard or cemetery, but this was not a necropolis. It was not actually a burial for people who died just because of disease. These were sacrifices, and 80% of the sacrifices were believed to be animals, rabbit, rooster, birds. Actually, they found a lot of bird bones in the urns and ashes. So all of these are set in here for us to enjoy them. Now, if they're put in here, where did they found them? If they are here and they were brought in, so where did they found them? And that's where we're going. That's where we're going right now. I'm going to show you in a lower level of the Tophet. T-O-P-H-E-T. Tophet is spelled T-O-P-H-E-T, and it means a sacrificial area, and it's a kind of, it's an Aramaic word meaning to die. To die. All right. Let me show you this. This is one of the best kept steles made of limestone that you can really see here in the collection of the Tophet and Carthage. Let me show you this. Are you ready to take this one? Right. Look at this one here. This one is a rectangular stele that we see in different levels, and we have some stylized symbols, actually, icons. We have the triangle 1, and I'm going to get even closer, which represents the sign of Tanit, the goddess of fertility. And on top of the Tanit sign, we have a crescent moon and a solar disk. A crescent moon and a solar disk. Can you hear me well? The crescent moon and the solar disk are the symbols or the icons for Baal, B-A-A-L, Ammon, A-M-N-O-A-M-O-N. Baal was the supreme god. So there were hundreds like this one found in this area that is today lush, and all of this, what you see, has been dug out since 1921. 100 years. Lately, early this week, I've attended a seminar actually to celebrate the centenary, the 100 years of occasion actually to remember the excavations conducted here in the Tophet, and they were conducted by two French guys. They were not really necessarily archaeologists, but they were French. All right. So I want to show you another set of steles that you can see over there. You see where the kids are? There are dozens of them, and there were dozens and hundreds of them that were excavated. It took actually the French and then the Tunisian government after the independence, after 1956, to conduct at least 4 main excavations in here. The last one is still taking place. It's been started 4 years ago, and I'll show you where it is. Okay, so you can see here different kinds of icons. The one on your left side looks like an amphora, a container actually, or the one next to Tanit. The one next to Tanit, it's a kind of anthropomorphic representation, but the amphora is still a representation of Tanit because it's a container and it can be associated to fertility. And as you can see, some of the stones are small ones and others are big. I want you to bear in mind, yes, Camilla, it's very beautiful today, sunny, sunshine. Let me see. I want to show you more of the sign of Tanit. Oh, you can even see this one in here. See this one here? It's right underneath a palm tree. And the digs took many years. So I told you since 1921, you can see more of these steles, even a catapult ball right there. I don't know how that came in here, but anyway, after the sack of Carthage in 146, which is the end, believed to be the end of the Third Punic War, the Romans took over. See this one here? This is a big one. And this one is a kind of altar dedicated to Baal, Ammon, and Tanit. And I'm going to show you more of the sign of Tanit, like this one here, beautiful sign. You see, the one on top of the pedestal looks like anthropomorphic representation, like human being, which is a different, a very important actually change in the mentality of the Carthaginians. And we have still this one here. You see it? More of the Tanit sign. And we have the amphora. Let me show you. You See, this is the amphora. And if you look behind them, you see the wall. All of this had been actually buried, built by the Romans, so that they could really reuse the area, but not for the sacrificial area. I'm going to stop here for a few seconds so that you can probably take a screenshot. I like the sun just shining over there, so you can probably take a few pictures. And I want to show you actually this fragment, actually piece of stone, which is sandstone. This is sandstone in here. And there are more of the obelisk shape, like this one here, or that one over there. Yeah. Hey. Ah, bien. Merci, Mali. Merci. Hey, جاني مديمة قال لي هني غاديك. Hey. Ah, bien. يا حبوك. عايش كمان. Merci. And I see some kids. Hey kids, do you speak English?
Yes.
Yes? A little bit? Where are you from?
From Spain.
From Spain. Oh, good. And are you interested in history?
Yes. A lot.
A lot. Oh, good. Look, I mean, I got lots of people here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Spain.
See? Oh, wait a minute. How about that? We're talking about the Tophet, about the sacrifices.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there are lots of people who are watching this right now. Good. Do you learn that? I mean, at school too?
Yes.
Yeah, more or less.
More or less.
More or less. Good. I mean, Spain. Sorry?
Social science.
Oh, okay. Good. Wonderful. Enjoy your day. Okay. All right. Yeah, they learned. Yeah, I know. They're coming with their own guide. I mean, who speaks Spanish. ربي يعينك. سافا لاباس؟ شنو أحوالكم؟ لاباس؟ والله عايشك بارك الله فيكم. سافا. Très bien. Halweni. Yeah. Estaba hablando con los niños que lo entienden muy bien. Bueno, que lo pasen bien. لاباس الحمد لله عايش. اي خدام اي. عايشك. All right. Let's go further. And I want to show you another set of steles. That's why we're here, aren't we? I like those encounters. Oh, by the way, I promised to show you the latest excavations. They're taking place right here. You see the trench? Yeah. And I'm in touch with the director of the excavations. They're still working on them, and they found lots of artifacts. Lots of them. So, yeah. Any questions? I want to show you this set. I mean, let me just, yeah, because I don't want to really the sun disturb us for any pictures, but I'm going to stop for a few seconds so that you can take a screenshot. Hi, Charlotte from Ottawa. Good. Yeah. So you can see icons, representations. So the Romans buried this on purpose. Yes, to build on top of it with using terracotta shards, using dirt, yeah, for their foundations. This was when? This was during Augustus' time. There were sent some soldiers, Romans from the legionnaires, around 38 BC. Now let me show you this. This is a beautiful one. I mean, still well preserved, isn't it? Let me show you. I want to make sure you can see. You see the crescent moon, the solar disk, and the sign of Tanit. And again, this beautiful picture you can take. You're welcome, Patricia. Right. All right, folks. We've covered some 20 minutes here in the Tophet, and I'm gonna take you walking actually to the Punic harbours. Aren't you excited? What time does the oldest stele date back? As I showed you, the oldest steles, let me show you again. Let me show you this. The oldest part would go probably to 730 BC. Right? Hi, Philamen. Slama, يعيشك. All right. I hope everybody's enjoying this walk and this tour. As you can see me, I'm walking in the street right here. The white wall fenced on my right hand side, that's where the Tophet. See? Another picture of the Tophet. Good. Hi Leah. Hi MK. How are you? Where are you from? And glad you're joining us. Good. You got almost on time for the Punic harbours. Good. Let's do this. Okay, Tunisia is beautiful. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you, Camila. Thank you. Oh, MK, yeah, Tunis Al Khadra, green Tunisia. Thank you. It's a still green country, and it has desert too. It has a lot of history that we can share. Okay, I'm gonna take you to the Punic harbours, and specifically to the war harbour that is open today for us. Most of the streets here in this sector of Carthage bear old names. I mean, made even with mosaics. You see, Rue Hannibal, and they have Rue Septimius Severus and Plutarch and Pliny the Eldest, Augustus. So lots of these streets bear classic old names from the Roman and Carthaginian era. Yeah. Okay. I have more things to show you when we get to the harbor, which is not that far. It's 5 minutes walk, which is fine. And I'm still not panting. Keep going, Mohammed, keep going. Lots of people. This is actually one of the must-see sites of Tunisia. When you come to Tunisia, you have to come to Tunis and marvel some of the sites. There are about 14 sites here. There are about 14 sites that can be visited in Carthage. So it's not the classical type of site. It's dispersed in the city, so you can dodge from a site to another. Yes, Camilla, I would love to show you again. I did twice the Bardo, and I'm hoping the Bardo will reopen again in a few weeks, probably early 2022. Yeah. And I will certainly, as soon as it opens, I will certainly book a tour for 1 hour, 1.5 hours to show you the best mosaics ever in North Africa. Now look, as we're walking, you can see the water. It's looks like a pond, but that's the one we're gonna get in. That's the Punic harbor, the war Punic harbor. And if you look further to the left, on top of the hill, that's what we call the Bursa Hill, and that's where the Punic houses are. Let me stop here for a few seconds before heading to the main entrance of the harbor. This used to be circular, a circular harbor. Isn't this a beautiful picture? Look at the colors. the blue turquoise water, blue sky. Yeah, this is beautiful. And this one was actually dug out. It's a man dug out. I'm gonna talk about it soon. All right. And I'm walking along what used to be actually the limits, the walls of the harbors. So this one we stopped at is a war harbor, or you can call it the arsenal. And I'm gonna stop for a few seconds at the commercial harbor, because there were two of them, and they were man-made harbors. They're not natural creeks. And I'm going to show you how big the commercial harbor used to be and what is left. Actually looks like a pond, but this is what it is. Looks like a small lake, a pond, you see, but it used to be rectangular, and actually the water, the sea, comes from where the tower, you see on the left, the little tower with the trees, that's where it opens to the sea. So the ships used to come in through the commercial harbor and get through the lock where we are. It's like the junction between the two harbors, and the one that was hidden and protected, really, both of them were protected with walls, but this one was a hidden one, is the war harbor. And this channel, from where you see the bottles to right over there where the railing, so that was actually the lock. So the boats would come in here, and you have to lift up, and get the level of water up and down depending on what you want to do. And the war fleet, actually, the ships were stationed and docked in this one right in front of us. Okay, ready for more amazing details and sights? Okay. Oh, let's see. Okay, he's coming. I can see him. Yeah, as you can see, it's closed. Because this one is still, the excavations are going on, and they don't want people to come in, the general public, actually. Yeah. Can you see a little bit more of the water? Yeah. Yeah, so I think we're all really lucky to get to this place here. I'm going to show you actually something that is not very usual unless you go with some specialists and experts to show you. I have a Sadiq. And I'm thanking him. قالوا لك بارك الله فيك الناس اللي تبعوا. شكرا بارك الله فيك. هاي السلام. هاي السلام. اهلا، شنو احوالك؟ لاباس؟ هاي فجعتوني، يقول لك ما لقيت حتى حد. هاي سبقني في البيت. عيطت انا كيك يا محمد يا محمد. هاي باردة. All right. Okay. So another picture. And I can tell you can see this large spectrum, actually, of going from the Bursa Hill way on top of the hill. That's a Catholic church called the Saint Louis Catholic Church that was seeded actually by the Vatican to the Tunisian government, and it was built on top of what used to be the Temple of Jupiter at that time, or what we believe it was. Okay, what is important for us right now as we got into the Punic harbor, the Punic War harbor, those two harbors were apparently excavated, man-made, around late 5th, early 4th century BC. So at that time, Carthage was already a Western Mediterranean power, and its power came from the fleet, naval. The navy was so important. That's how they colonized, and they actually controlled big part of the Western Mediterranean, and they got into this huge conflict, actually wars with the Romans, and the number of wars were 3 wars actually, 3 wars, but several battles. So someday we will talk about more in detail about the wars, the 3 wars. Today I'm going to show you something that you might not be familiar with. To see it unless, as I said, you solicit an expert to show you what it is. I'm going to show you the ship sheds, dry docks. Let me see. All right, these are ashlar blocks that were found actually by the British team that has excavated this place in 1973, starting from 1973. And this whole island, we're on an island that used to be actually part of the harbor. This whole island became a forum under the Romans, as the Romans won the wars, and they colonized, established their power here in Carthage, Tunisia. They reused many of the monuments and the areas in different repurposing. This is the octagonal temple. We don't know to whom it was dedicated, but it was classified actually as an octagonal temple. And what is amazing in this area, in this island, which is called the Admiralty Island, as we walk up those steps, we can see the ramp. Hey folks, we can see the ramp. Isn't this beautiful? This is one out of the 220, more or less. That's what the historians and the archaeologists have estimated. One among the 220 ship sheds that were built in this harbor. On both sides of the ramp, we have pillars made of ashlar blocks, limestone, ashlar blocks. There were lots of quarries across the bay of Carthage, and you can see the ship shed. It's a dry dock. The ships, the Carthaginian ships, actually, let me get you this. The Carthaginian ships were as big as probably 90 feet. And a 90 feet boat ship, which is a very rapid, fast ship, when it's soaked in water, the weight, not only doubles, but it's probably 5 times its weight. So you need really to pull them up on that ramp behind me. So it's on top of those, yes, Noreen, yeah. And with the poulet winch system, they're pulled up so that they dry up and they can be repaired. So there were, according to the historians and the archaeologists, their estimate was about 220 covered ship sheds. Ship sheds. See them here? Isn't this fascinating that we still find ship sheds and ramps from probably 22, 23 centuries ago? Yeah, but then we have a question. This is what is puzzling us. Why do we have a wall at the end of the ship shed? What does that mean? Does that the boat is lifted above that wall, or what's the way of it? I mean, what's the answer? Do you have any idea? Why do we have that wall? Can you guess? Give it a try. Give it a try. Hi, Arlene. Just joined us. Good, thank you. Hi, Mona. Wonderful. Okay. No, as I don't get any answer, so I'm going to give you the answer. That wall is post-Carthaginian, post-Phoenician Punic time. When the Romans took over here and they buried the ship sheds, and they reused this whole area where I was walking as a forum. So there was no need for them to reuse the harbor as it used to be at the time of the Carthaginians. Don't forget that when we talk about the fleet of the Carthaginians, we're talking about Amilcar Barca, who was the father of the wonderfully well-known general Hannibal, who challenged the Romans. So they reused this area, and they blocked the ways out of the ship shed. So that wall is post-Carthaginian. Okay, let me go around the ship shed and stop for a few seconds so that you can get a screenshot. Yeah. Yeah, it was a pain to the Romans. Yeah, and lately when I was in Paestum at the archaeological fair, talking with some Italian fellows, and we talked about Cannae, Trasimene. Patricia knows even much more about that. So we talked about how Hannibal managed having his own strategy since he was stationed in Spain and walked on the Rhone Valley, France, the Alps, and then aiming to head towards Rome. Now look, this is the other side. That's where I was, on the very last two pillars. Yeah. Isn't this beautiful? Good. I'm glad you like him. Or you like probably his successes and what he did. Wonderful. Let's, yeah, you see, all of this has been dug out in the 70s. That was a main campaign led by, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's true. And this excavation was led by the British team as a concession given by the Tunisian government at that time to know more details about the war harbor. All right, folks. Right now, I'm walking around the island, and I'm surely walking. Look, this is my shoe. Walking on something historical underneath the dirt here. More ramps and more ship sheds are waiting us to be uncovered and unearthed. Yeah. So and of course, when we talk about the fleet, we have to talk about the kinds of ships and boats that the Carthaginians used. Not those little ones that you can see in front of you, but these were triremes and very fast, rapid, fast ships, actually. the triremes. I mean, three rows of rowers actually, and they were, as I said, around 90 feet plus long. All right. We're really lucky today with the. Wow! Look at this. I think you'd better not miss what's coming next, folks. In 45 minutes from now, I'm gonna go to the Roman baths, the Antonine Roman baths, and we will see the Bay of Carthage, the same bay we were looking at from the baths. And what you see over there, the range of mountains, is still Tunisia. That's the continent that's going to the Cape Bon, going towards the east. Still Tunisia. All right. More of the ashlar stones were found in here. So they're just put back here just to show us that there were more ship sheds on this side here. This was not a city. This was an admiralty island which belonged to the war harbor, which we call in an old Greek word Kothon, K-O-T-H-O-N, which is an arsenal. All right. I'm gonna stop for a few seconds so that we end up this session with probably questions, or even in general, doesn't matter. And I hope you enjoyed this visit. I need to be probably in the shade. Yeah, we still have 2-3 minutes to spend in here. If you have any questions. Good. And I'm happy that the quality of picture is really perfect today, 5 out of 5, and you could hear me. Let me see. Thank you, Noreen. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you very much. Thank you all for joining me today. Let's see. Yeah, let me see probably a better picture. Yes, here you go. Good. Wonderful. So, just a few seconds, right there. Let me see. Yeah, it's 15 degrees centigrade. Yeah. Oh, wonderful, Camilla. Yes, please come and join me. That's wonderful. I've been doing these tours for quite a few years in here, and I've seen lots of changes in these sites because of the excavations, and because also new theories and new ideas and new technologies that helped redoing some of the excavations. So, and probably answering a few question marks. All right. Thank you all. I think we did a great tour. And I covered in 43 minutes what had to be really shown. Thank you. You're welcome, Noreen. Thank you, Jairo. Yeah. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for joining me. And I might see some of you, in 45 minutes at the Roman baths of Antonine. And I'm going to talk about Hadrian over there, Antonine, and I'll show you probably one of the oldest parts of the baths, which is a caldarium. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.